Hey, I'm Eric. I'm making a game. That game is called the Godkiller. I'm just doing quick demos of this game these days because I'm right in the middle of working on the final levels and I don't want to stream that work because it is spoilerific and I do not want to spoil the end of the game for anybody. But we'll demo some tiny little bits that I worked on yesterday. The game in general, I'll explain it real quick. You know what I'll do? I'll demo the boots, and then I'll do like a new to everybody type demo. I'll just pick one of the earlier levels to play through it and show what's going on. Okay. So yesterday, among many other things, I did a little bit of 3D modeling, and this is a room in the last level that the player is in, and one of the props that comes up are these boots. And these are some nice low poly boots that I made in about 30 minutes. They do the job. And I guess I'm just slightly proud of them because they're not aligned on right angles. They're kind of an irregular object. There's actually more detail to them than you can see. Alright, they're nothing amazing. I know better than to kid myself, but I'm just showing you something recently I did, which extended my own skills a little bit and made me feel more comfortable. Next time I need a quick object, just throwing one together. It won't take that long. It won't be that hard, even if it's got some irregular surfaces like this. And I use Pro Builder to make it. This is an unlikely type of object to make in Pro Builder, some might say, but it worked just fine because it's got this poly shape feature that you can use and draw like kind of an irregular shape. In this case, I did the kind of the sole pattern of the shoe, and then you can extrude it up, and then you can manipulate the little points on it. All right, as promised, let's open up another scene and just do a new to everybody demo. What is this game? How does it work? It's good for me to do one of these every once in a while. So let's see, what's a good one to use? Yeah, let's do the grinder. Let's do the grinder. It's a more recently completed level. Might also do a fix on it after I'm done demoing. I renamed this from the grinder to the swirl because originally it was filled up with, not filled up, but it had some axles with spikes on them, and it kind of seemed like it was going to be like a level where everybody gets hit by those rotating spikes a lot, but it wasn't in the end. So the overall look of it is it's a kind of a very organic looking level. Organic, it looks like maybe it was carved out of the mountains, even though they're very Minecrafty, grid-like mountains. Okay, I'll hit play and I'll explain the game as I go. Okay, this lady here is going to be me. Her name is M. Okay. The commands available to M. Oh. I just noticed it looks like she started up one square too high. I'm just going to make a note of that to come back to. Alright. Commands available to you. North, south, west, east. I don't say up or down because the third dimension is used in this game too. Like you're going down and west when you go down these steps. Okay. This egg thing is where she's born when she dies. But there's no reset to the level except for certain game elements. So if I move the K block over here and then I kill myself, I restart here. It's pretty much a teleport. I mean, if I gotta just be reductive about it. Okay, so blocks. You can push blocks. You cannot push them one square. They just go flying until they hit an obstacle. Okay, so then you'd look at this and you might say the block is stuck. I can't get on any side of it where I could push it out. But you can always push a block into a wall, and then it goes to the closest block pad that has the same letter on it. Okay. Other commands that you have, there's not many more. There's just 4 more. Fling, north, south, west, east. That is, you hold down the shift key, you push the direction you want to go, and you'll go there. You'll go as far as you can go until there's an obstacle in your way. Now, this is one of the more advanced levels in the game. It's maybe not the best thing to demo with, but I'll keep on explaining as I go. But let me explore a little bit. I'll walk down these steps. Okay, that's a way to get down to this lower level. Yeah, these things are lettered bridges. They will close when you have a set of blocks put together that spell the same word that's on the letter bridge. So if I can find 5 O blocks and put them all together so that they are adjacent to each other, this bridge will close, become solid. I'll be able to walk on top of it. Keep going down. Okay, there's this thing with the red column. That's the level exit. That's where I'm trying to get to. You can see 2 more letter bridges that would be necessary to arrive at the exit. It'd be necessary for them to be closed. So if I spell the word OK, those 2 bridges will be walkable. I'll be able to walk across them. Okay. Then there is a place where maybe I want to get the K to. The K block was up top, if you remember, at the start. Because it's right, it would be right next to an O block here, and it could spell OK, and that would close that bridge. So, pretending I don't know the solution to this and just kind of reasoning through it, my thought is maybe I want to get the K block down to here so I could spell OK and allow me to get across these bridges. Now, right now, I'm not even on the level that would allow me to get there, or the story, I guess. These walls that are around me, I can't go up them, I can't fling past them. So it'd have to be a way to navigate down there besides how I've come down over here. Okay, let's explore a little bit further. Okay, I can fling across. Okay, there's more block pads with K on it. Remember how I was saying they will go to the nearest block pad with the same letter? I can tell because there's more block pads that I'm probably going to be expected to move the K around and get to these different block pads. Okay, these are axles. You can push on axles, and if nothing is in their way, they will rotate 90 degrees in the way that you push them. Okay, these are spikes. You die when you step onto them, but it's no big deal to die. It's a means of teleporting, so it becomes very practical to die just so you can get to where you want to be. There is a side effect of dying, though, is that the axles will rotate to whatever their starting position is when the level begins. Okay, so I think I need to move the K block down to where it says OK down there. I'll think about some different ways I could move it. I can't go south. I'll show you why. If I knock this south, it lands on this rail, and then my options at this point is I could push it to the west, where it just goes in the corner. I could push it to the east, it just goes in the other corner. There's no way to continue pushing it south, like through this gap here. There's no way that I can just get the K to like stop here and be able to be pushed south on the next turn. So I'll break the K, put it back in its pad spot. I could say north, go northeast, but this is as far as I can go. So I just put it back. So west is the way to go, starting out with K block. But that immediately puts it in this seemingly inaccessible location. Okay, I am noticing that the K here is now closer to this other K pad. So if I could just destroy that block, it will move to that K pad. There's another K pad here, but I'll explain a little more about that when I get closer to it. Okay, so I could walk up the steps, or I could kill myself to get back up top. I'll walk up the steps this time. Okay, so I'll use my flinging to follow the same path the K block did. Okay, now I'm stuck in here, seemingly. There are some spikes, so I know I can kill myself on those spikes if I want. Okay, I'll destroy the K block, and it moves on to the other side of the wall. So I've moved it in some new direction, some new path that I hadn't been able to get to before. Okay, so I'll kill myself. That allows me to come back up here. Now how to get to the K block. Well, I could maybe fling, but that will only take me against the rails and I'll drop down. I won't actually get over there. There's the axle here, and that's the key to the solution. So I can rotate the axle like that, fling this way, then I can walk on top of the axle, come over here, and I'm in. Okay, so now I could destroy the, let me show you one more thing about K pads. So here you might think the K block is closer to the K pad south, since I moved it over in this corner. But the check for nearness always says that a K pad at the same height as you will beat a K pad on a different height. So it doesn't really matter how close this K block is to this one beneath, because it's not on the same height as this one. So it's going to go back to that one. So now I've moved the K block south, and the only option to keep moving it is to the east. So I'll go back up there and see if I can fling west of it. Come over here this time. Okay, I flung it east. I'm just going to go follow it to see where it went. I hit some spikes or something. You don't always get to know how you died when you fling into the unknown. It's intentionally a mystery. But you can always just get over to that area in some way and see what's going on. So, okay, so there were some spikes here. This one's a little bit hard to figure out. But there are some spikes right here. They destroyed the block when I flung the block east. They also destroyed me when I flung east. But when the block dies, it goes to the nearest K pad. When I die, I go to my home egg back up top. So that's one place where I couldn't follow the block to its path. So I'll come up to this other story. Okay, that's where the K block went. So I gotta get in there. So there's some axle manipulation that allows it. Usually you gotta kind of play around with these things to figure out what the right path is, but so there were spikes there that were in case I got stuck in there, but I didn't get stuck. Okay, so I'm opening that up. So here I get to move the K block down, okay? I get to move it down because on this side there's nothing to kill it. There is something to catch it, and it'll just drop down. So that'll make it so that the next time it dies, it's going to go to one of the K pads that's on this height or this story. Kind of vacillate between calling them levels, stories, and floors. All of those terms are sort of overloaded already. A level is the thing that I'm playing in general. A floor, I'm always calling out like floor textures and stuff while I'm talking on the stream, so that kind of is unsatisfying to me too. A story, well, that is also an overloaded term, because sometimes I'm talking about the actual story of the game. Tier. Yeah, anyways. Alright, so the next thing is to get the K block somewhere else. I want it to be down at this level so that I can use the spell OK. So this part typically needs quite a bit of reasoning. I'm just going to go through and do the solution and maybe not explain it too much. Reasoning and trial and error. And I will spare you both. This is one of the more difficult levels in the game. Okay. Okay, now I'm down at this level. Okay, so I destroyed the block. It came up here. And then that's how you win the game. And there's, I think, about 50 of these levels in the game, and I'm working on the last 2. And I gotta go off stream to continue because it would just be spoiling the last 2 levels of the game. I don't want to do that. So yeah, I'm going to stop the stream here and continue working. And tomorrow I'll be back, and I'll probably give another little demo again. And yeah. That's what's up. Alright, stopping the stream. Stop the stream! Stop the stream. Stop in the stream.